going on, guys? Welcome back into the San Francisco Giants franchise here on MLB The Show 21. Welcome back into the channel, and today we're going to be leading off with some roster transactions, and then we're going to get you guys caught up on everything that I've done between the last video and now. The first thing that I want to catch you guys up on is the acquisition of Yadier Molina. Now, there's a reason that we decided to bring this guy in. No, well, really, multiple reasons. So Yadier Molina was sitting out here in the free agency pool, and we decided, you know what, he's a pretty solid player. He's got a decent bat, he's a decent defender, and he has the secondary position of first base. Well, as you guys remember from the last video, we don't really have a lot at first base right now, and Tommy La Stella hasn't been playing very well. So we wanted to bring in Yadier Molina to give us an option to play at first base, play at catcher, and in addition to that, Joey Bart was up at the major league level for us this year, but he was batting 140. He was batting really poorly, and so I felt it necessary to send him back down to the AAA level, and that kind of facilitated the move for Yadier Molina. Likewise, Chadwick Tromp had been playing pretty poorly at the AAA level, so we went ahead and sent him back down to AA, and we moved Patrick Bailey up to AAA. We'll see what happens with Patrick Bailey up here. I don't expect him to burst onto the scene or anything like that. He still has a ways to develop, but I'm highly disappointed so far in Chadwick Tromp and Joey Bart. I think Joey Bart has a lot of time left to develop, so I'm not so worried about him, but I think we're going to be exploring some trade options here for Chadwick Tromp in order to just get some type of return back for this guy and maybe put him in an organization, give him a change of scenery where he can actually succeed. The other thing that I want to talk about in today's video is that we have had a couple of, basically movements within the roster, and there is room to call up one more player. I really would like to call up Logan Wyatt because, again, in AAA, he is absolutely excelling with a 321 average, 3 home runs, 11 RBIs, and 78 at-bats, so he's looking really good, and I think his bat is ready for the major league level. At the very least, he can be the DH and he can platoon, and I think that he would be a really good addition to the roster. The only problem here is our 40-man roster is full. So in order to add him to the 40-man roster and bring him up to the major leagues, we have to deal away or remove somebody from the 40-man. And I think the way to do that is going to be to trade away Chadwick Tromp, remove him essentially from the 40-man and put him on another team, bring in a prospect that isn't on our 40-man roster. Now, in order to make this trade work, I found a few teams that have essentially a need at catcher, but surprisingly enough, I've identified the Diamondbacks as a team that could really use a catcher. Their farm system here is actually kind of pretty devoid of any talent or any future projected players at catcher, and they have a present need at the MLB level for a second catcher. So Chadwick Tromp might go over there and honestly slot into the lineup right away, which could help them. It could also hurt them because we're sending them Chadwick Tromp and he's not doing well for us. And so I know that this is a division trade, and with that being said, we're going to give them a lot of value in order to get them to accept this trade. They're going to want the catcher, they're going to want the potential there at catcher, but we're going to pay them a little bit extra to make this happen. So we're going to bring back Andy Yerzy at first base, just another prospect to put down the line there at first base, a guy that I like quite a bit, another Canadian prospect, and we'll bring him in, but then we're going to send them a couple of guys. So at second base, which is a position that they say that they're seeking and they don't have a lot of depth here, we're going to give them Mitchell Tolman, who should slot well into their farm system, at least in AA there. And then at third base, we're also going to send them Kevin Hugh. And the reason that I like sending them Kevin Hugh, this is a guy that I kind of wanted to hang on to, but as a 21-year-old, he has a little bit of value there, and we're just kind of rounding out their farm system. They don't have a very deep farm system in terms of the infield, and so we're going to give them those two distant prospects, in addition to Chadwick Tromp, who is by far the best player in this trade and could turn into a really good player. He's a very good defensive catcher. He just doesn't have the bat for us that I want to see, so we're going to go ahead and move on from him, and that's also going to allow us to potentially call up Wyatt to the major leagues. So let's go ahead and pull the trigger on it. I have spent a lot of time thinking about this. Logan Wyatt's 24 years old. We can give him a shot. If he doesn't succeed, he can go back down to the minors. I know he's a 65 overall, but sometimes 65 overall players can succeed. When we brought up Thairo Estrada out of need last year, he was like a 67 overall, and he played really well. So let's go ahead and we'll bring Logan Wyatt up. We have to first add him to the 40-man roster, and then we have to call him to the major leagues, and then that should hopefully work out for us. Now, with that being said, and Nick Pratto batting 400, I know he only has 4 at-bats, but he's kind of the next man up, so he's going to go up to the AAA level, and I think that that's going to help out our AAA team. And then from a AA perspective, we have to move a couple guys around. We have to move a couple single-A guys up to AA to fill some gaps. I think this is a good opportunity here to take Ryan Howard. We don't have currently on the roster in AA a second baseman, so I think this is a good opportunity to move Ryan Howard kind of from a competitive position here over to no, I don't want to release. We were going to move him over to second base, and then I think that that's going to be a positive move for him. So let's go ahead, move him to second, and then his secondary positions are infield. And then that should allow us to just move him up to AA. He actually goes up to 69 overall, which is pretty solid. And then, that should round out our farm system there. We do have to call up one more player. It's looking like maybe another infielder. So let's go ahead and scout around and see who I might want to call up. With that move at catcher, I noticed that the position that we're actually missing in AA is another catcher. So we're going to go ahead and move our final catcher up to the AA, and he should serve well. I mean, he's a 63 overall. Ricardo Genovez has some potential there. He's going to play behind Brian Torres, but I like this, outlook at catcher a little bit more. This kind of frees up some space for Patrick Bailey. Yadier Molina is obviously not going to be hanging around for more than a season here, and honestly, if he continues to not play all that well, he might get DFA'd. And to be honest with you, we kind of brought him in to help out at first base. So if Logan Wyatt does what I expect him to do, or what I hope that he can do, then Logan Wyatt might just take that position, and Yachty could get sent away or released or whatever, and then Joey Bart can move back up to the major league level. There's a couple of different options that could happen here, but I really kind of like what's going on with the roster in terms of these things. Now that we've gotten all of that out of the way, though, it's time to catch you guys up on where we are within the season. You guys will see here on the standings that we are actually really close to the Dodgers right now, sitting at 20-10. So a really good record for us to start the season, much like last season. We're starting off strong. Hopefully we can continue that pace, because we don't have a whole lot of sell-offs to do this season. Most of these players are probably going to be sticking with us. There are a couple of names that might get moved at the trade deadline or something like that, but I think that this team could be competitive for a wild card spot or something of that nature. And then let's go ahead and take a look at the calendar. We have been making a lot of progress in terms of playing games. We did really well within the month of April. We came away from this with a lot of green on the screen, so a lot of wins, and I like to see that. A couple more losses here starting out the month of May. A couple of losses to the Dodgers in a row here was unfortunate to get swept by them, but we've been winning a lot of series. As you guys can take a look with Arizona, as well as all these other series that we have, we've been taking a majority of these and winning them, or at least splitting them. And so we've been doing very well in terms of our record, and in terms of our performance, I think players have been doing really well also. If we just take a quick look at the pitching rotation, Johnny Cueto is continuing his form from last season. Logan Webb is doing well. Aaron Sanchez not quite as well, but he's not really hurting us. And then we have Tyler Beede and Jojo Romero both playing very well. I think the highlight for me personally is Caleb Berriger, who at this point in the season has 15 saves, and he's leading the league in saves. That's not really a surprise because of the way that I play. I'm not the best at scoring runs or anything like that, so whenever I play a game, a lot of the time there are save situations, and so he's had a lot of opportunities at saves, and he hasn't blown a save yet. So you can see that improvement from last season, where he was 12 of 14. Now he's 15 of 15. I'm sure that at some point he'll probably have a blown save during the season, but we'll see if he can continue this streak and continue to basically try to vie for an all-star spot this year. I do want to run through our bats real quick because there are some interesting stats going on right now. Steven Duggar at center field has been playing leadoff man for us this season and doing a really good job, batting .306 in 111 at-bats. And then we have a couple of veteran players that aren't doing so well. So Tommy La Stella not playing up to par this season. Mike Yastrzemski also not playing up to par. We have the veterans in Solano, who is always just batting really well. He's leading the team right now. And then Buster Posey's doing really well. But then we have a couple of other guys like Jahmai Jones, who I'm considering sending down at this point, but we really don't have anybody that I want to call up immediately. So, we're just trying to stick it out with him. Mauricio Dubon in left field is actually kind of having a breakout season. I really like what I'm seeing out of him. So I hope that maybe he can lock down that left field spot. It's looking like it's possible at this point, and I kind of like the outlook of that. You guys can see he's already getting some bonuses to some of his stat categories, which is crazy for this early in the season. So Dubon doing really well. And then at DH, or rather, out in the field, he rotates depending on the lineup here. Aristides Aquino is doing pretty well as well, batting .254 with 5 home runs. So the power is there, and the batting average isn't too low for somebody that is a power hitter. And then we've also got Thairo Estrada, who continues a pretty, fair performance from last season. One of the surprises here, though, is Lamont Wade Jr. This is a guy that I expected to bring up to the major leagues and maybe flounder, but he's playing very well. I know he hasn't had a lot of opportunities yet, but with 21 at-bats, he's batting .381, and honestly, he's kind of competing to take a spot from Yastrzemski out there. Then we have the last couple guys to round out our batters. Yadier Molina not batting as well as I would like after signing him to a deal. We did sign him, just so you know, to a $3.4 million deal, so not a lot of money. And then Nico Goodrum is batting really well. He is inserted into all of the lefty lineups. You can see that really good contact against lefties, and he's a really good defender. So I'm really happy about the acquisition of this guy. I wouldn't be surprised if we get some trade offers for him as we go closer to the trade deadline and things like that. And then the newbie, as we already talked about in this video, bringing up Logan Wyatt. I'm hoping that he can do well. We're going to try to insert him into the lineup. And because La Stella isn't playing well, I think Logan Wyatt might go straight into the starting lineup, and we can hope for the best out of that. We've also been making an effort to balance out our scouting a little bit this year, so we've found a lot of really good, potential prospects, and so we're going to be doing the best job that we can in terms of scouting those players so that we have a better idea of who we're drafting. Now, we had a good draft last season, so I expect another good draft this season based on how many players that we found that are potentially really good. But we're trying to balance out the auto scouting with some manual scouting here and there, and I think that from a scouting perspective, we should end up with a nice draft this year. The other thing that I want to comment about is how well our minor league system is doing right now. So our Double-A team just started gameplay at 2-0, which is nice to see, but our Triple-A team is doing really well at 17-7. So, you love to see that. That's going to help the prospects progress. If they're doing well and they get extra time in the playoffs to play, that's going to be really good for them. It's looking like our next game with Tyler Beede is on May 15th, so we'll go ahead and advance to that game. Actually, no. I think what I'm going to do, restart again. Let's go ahead and jump into this game against Atlanta where we can maybe player lock. So let's go ahead and player lock with our new prospect. We'll play his debut, so I think that that's going to be really nice. Hopefully he does well. So Logan Wyatt, he's going to be batting second in the lineup, which is fine because we really don't have anybody else to be batting there. So let's see what we can do with the kid. I haven't been fantastic batting-wise this year, but maybe we can at least get his first big league hit or something like that. Hopefully we can do something positive. Alright, so first hit here, or first at-bat rather, 5 pitches in. We'll take one. Good sinker there, 93 mile per hour, does get into the zone. Taking a ball, 1-1 count. Actually, I'm going to I can do this live while we're right here, put a little bit of audio from the game on. Good slider, got me looking. Got me looking, what am I talking about? Got me swinging. Good foul ball there. Good timing. Good sinker, though, from the pitcher. And another good take. That'll take us to 2-2. I thought that was going to come in and hit us. 3-2, full count. Maybe we can get a walk here. Oh, and that one came into the zone. I figured it was going to stay outside. Unfortunately, it did not. Soraka is going to get the strikeout on us looking. Yeah, that slider broke in. It was real slow. I was expecting that ball to stay outside, but I'll take that. Let's see what we can do defensively. Wyatt, not a very good defender, so let's hope for no errors or anything like that. There we go. We pick up the ball, get on the bag, and we get the out. One of the things that I do like is that the guys over there at Scout Scoops or Reid and Rosters did a good job with equipment. So they gave him this orange glove, to start. That's not really something that I had control of, but, I really like that accent. I could have gone in and edited his glove, and I did make sure I took a look at his equipment and stuff. But that orange glove is a really nice accent to this player. All right, let's make sure we come down with this one. Wyatt right underneath of it's a start. Shouldn't be a problem. And we get the out. All right, back up to bat. Man on second base. Maybe we can drive in a run. Let's see what happens. Four-seam fastball down below the zone. Sinker. That one went down a little bit further than I expected it to. Had good downward braking action on it. We are going to just barely get a hold of that. That's going to be an out, unfortunately. He's thrown us those sinkers and whatnot down. We need to be, I think, a little bit more patient here. Wait for something up in the zone that we can hit. This is more on me than the player, I think. Did I hit? I got some of that. I got it to the outfield. Unfortunately, there were two outs, so not going to be a sacrifice situation or anything like that. We will get another bat here in the 8th. Let's just be patient with this one then. As I swing at a pitch that I thought was coming into the zone. One ball and one strike to the Giants' first baseman. Foul that one off. He keeps throwing me down and away. That sinker in that same exact spot. 2-2. Oh, I didn't realize that was a slider. Thought we were going to get that, but it sunk further than I expected it to. Couldn't catch up to the sinker there. Thought that pitch was going to be a breaking ball. Unfortunately, we're going to go down without a hit in that game, so kind of rough way to end that one. Let's go ahead and exit out. We do get the 4-1 loss. Looks like the rest of the lineup didn't fare much better than we did. Donovan Solano did get a solo home run, so good outing for him. It's looking like Logan Wyatt did get a hit or two in those couple of games, so 11 at-bats, and he has 1 run scored, batting 182. Not too bad to start, for 11 at-bats. We are going to hop into this Miami Marlins game and probably get you guys some highlights from this one. You guys haven't seen a lot of Tyler Beede pitch yet, and so I want to get you guys some game footage of him, and then maybe we can get you guys some footage of some of the other guys batting or something of that nature.
He's ready. Here's the first pitch. Underway now in the Sunday finale as the first pitch is swung on and missed for strike one. These Marlins, as they take the field this afternoon, 4-2 over their last 6 games, including a win last time out.
Hey, thanks, Matty. Hey, you know what, D-Roll? Try to get on a kind of a little mini winning streak here. Losing the first game of this series, winning game 2, and hopefully winning this series by pulling one out here today.
Yeah, Dan, they were able to shower
And a
that
nice
first loss
but
off
hit
in the
ball,
first game of this
except it's
series
going to be a
and
perfect,
nice
perfect
bounce-back
right
game
to
yesterday. Let's see
the
if they
right
can steal the
fielder.
series right here.
I feel like
Digging
every
in
single
will be
time I get a
Logan
perfect or
Wyatt
any
comes
type
off
of
an 0 for
perfect hit,
4
it's
in
going
last night's
directly to
ballgame.
a fielder. It's crazy.
First delivery to him. Lifted the other way down the
Oh, we
left field
almost
line.
got enough of that.
And this
That'd
is
have been
gonna
a
get
really
down
nice
into
hit
the
if we would have
foul
just hit it
wall.
dead on.
The offensive game plan today is certainly to see the ball up. This guy is known on the mound for sinker changeup combination.
Wow, that good job of getting contact on that pitch. I meant to hold up and it didn't give me the check swing. That one's going to be our out.
Next to stand in is
We'll go ahead here and take a bat with Aquino. Man on base, rather. We have the power to drive him in, though, so maybe we can get a home run.
Leads off first with a pair of outs in the inning. Gets the fastball by him here, and he's in control.
Thought I could hit that fastball up high. Didn't get up high enough with it on the zone.
Box, you're looking for something up. Sinker changeup right here. Got to get it up.
High fly ball.
We did get a hold of that one. That's not going to be far enough, though, I don't think. Nope, out close to the warning track. I'm actually kind of surprised how well we hit that ball. Alright, now it's time to get some work in with Bede. Let's see what he can do here in the first inning. See if we can't get a couple strikeouts or something of that nature. First pitch, kind of hung that fastball a little bit. First pitch swinging, though, and we're going to get the fly out to center field. Duggar does a nice job of coming up and ensuring a nice out on the first pitch of the game. Starling Marte up to bat. We are hanging it again. Exact same spot for the pitch. And exact same hit. Fly out to center field. Basically the same exact spot. Can we get a 3-pitch inning? I mean, I'm going to pitch them up and in again. See if that's their strategy today.
Danny Dero, this Giants team, as they begin play here this afternoon.
Go with the changeup. Haven't thrown anything outside of a fastball yet, so might as well start with something a little different.
Right here. They've split the first 2 games of this series. You want to steal one right here and be feeling good about yourself.
Got him swinging at that curve. Kind of surprised with that because that wasn't a very good pitch. We do hit the corner with the fastball, though he does foul it off. Let's go with another changeup. This time we'll throw it inside. Couldn't get him to swing on that. He does like the curveball, though, so maybe we should just send him another curveball. Hopefully we don't hang it. We did hit it outside there. So he'll take the walk. Dickerson, pretty patient batter. Bede being a little inaccurate today, unfortunately.
1-1 now, the count to the Marlins first baseman.
Now we can go slider.
You can really tell they're trying to keep the ball in on this
Go down and away.
Is that an effort to keep him from getting extended, do you think?
Yeah, I think that's the idea.
Oh, and he pulls his man off the bag at third base. Who was that with the error? I thought I hit the marker.
Now your pitcher has to make extra throws, and
that's going to be Solano, unfortunately, that gets the error. Now we got 2 guys on base. Hopefully they don't score a run off of this. That'd be an unfortunate way to start this game off. I think that should be good enough to get him out. Nope, now we got the bases loaded. Third baseman was unable to come up with it on the hard hit ball. So unfortunately, defense letting us down right now. Let's go change up. Alright, we got him on the change up. Now I'm going to go curveball down and away. Not going to get him with that. Now we'll go fastball up and in again. Hopefully tie him up or something. He does get a little bit of piece on that. Slider might be a good idea. Out and away. And he does swing. We get out of that inning. Even though we got the bases loaded on a couple of bad defensive plays, I'll take it, guys. Alright, we got Posey on first with no outs, so maybe we can drive in a run here at the top of the 5th inning. We get a nicely hit ball, but that's going to go for a double play. I can't, every time I actually get good contact or good timing on a ball, I swear it's hit right to a defender.
So base is empty now.
Let's get an at-bat with Jahmai Jones. He has been struggling so far this season. We held up on that one, but he went around.
Ball low as he's able to lay off the slider.
Yeah, and if you get a guy flailing at a pitch like
Almost
that,
out of energy, so if we can get a mistake pitch, we might be able to drive it.
1-2
Slider down,
He's gone to the well with
right
that
down
pitch
below the
3
zone.
times in a
Thought
row.
we could
I'm
hit that one,
interested to
but
see if he
unfortunately
can change
unable to
up
get
right
any
here.
contact with it at all.
The 1-2 offering
He's
looked like a
missing the
slider
zone
that
pretty
time, but it's
wide though
2-2.
right now, so maybe we should just
Giants are
take.
still searching for their first hit of the ball game. And it's fouled away.
Does throw us a sinker in the zone that time.
The 2-2 one more time. Tied him up there.
We do get contact on that one. Sinker just inside. That one's going to ground out again though. Not a lot of luck with the bats so far today. Let's go ahead and pitch another inning here with Reid. Get you guys some more look at what's going on. He's been playing well outside of that first inning. Hasn't allowed many players on base or anything of that nature.
Nice location with that fastball up and in on the hands. Hard to do much with that because a hitter really can't extend his arms very easily.
And he'll try and tempt him with one in the dirt, but he'll hold back here. It's 1-2.
Yeah, that's the spot right there for an 0-2 pitch. Make him see if he'll chase that
Missing the
slider in
zone with a
dirt,
couple pitches
especially when
there.
the base is empty.
That one was on the corner, able to get some contact on it. Now's a good time for another changeup if we can actually hit the zone with it. Hung that one, lucky to get away with that pitch. There we go, that's what we're looking for. That'll be an out. Logan Wyatt makes the play at first.
First offering. Corey Guerin is at the plate as he takes a cold strike one. And this will be fouled away.
Let's hit him with the changeup. Changeup seems to be working a little bit for us right now.
This is on the ground.
Another one right to first base.
And he'll step on first.
Logan Wyatt getting a lot of action defensively today. That's for sure.
So the lineup flips over.
Start with
Digging
up and
in,
away this
John
time with a
Gurney.
fastball.
No hits to this point. And a fastball's in
Good
there for
pitch.
strike one.
That elevated fastball right there.
Curveball.
That is the biggest change in the game today for me. When I first came up, a lot of guys working that.
Another
Greg
nice
Maddux
pitch. It
east to
barely able
west.
to make contact on that one. Change up inside, might be able to get him here.
Can't get him to chase. It's 1-2.
Fortunately, didn't hit our mark.
Bases are
Let's
empty
go
here
pit
with
the
2 men.
fastball up and in. Might be able to catch him off guard.
Swing and a ball lifted in the air.
He does
toward
get
the line and
contact
right.
on that as we kind of
Aquino will
placed
reach out
that
with
ball
one
a little
hand to
bit
make the catch on the
incorrectly, but we are going to get out of that inning. So Reid continues his strong day. Hopefully we can get some run support for this man sometime here within the next couple innings.
In that hit column, and this is where the frustration can start setting in on a team if they're not careful. It's never a good feeling when you know the guy out there on the mound is completely shutting you down.
I really just think our team does not have enough contact or enough power or enough of both. We rank pretty close to the bottom in the league in terms of both. We almost get contact on that one, or almost get enough contact on that to get a hit. But our team kind of struggles in terms of hitting balls hard enough for them to be hits. You know, a lot of times we hit balls pretty weakly and allows the other team to get to them.
Throw to first will take care of him. Score it 2-3 on the putout, and there are 2 gone now.
All right, Steven Duggar, what can you do? 0 for 2 today. Not been very good so far, though we do have the same pitcher in. See, this is the stuff I talk about. We hit those balls and they just go right to defenders.
So now to the plate, Starling. And now in the the box, Logan Wyatt. He'll start the 7th, and Dan, as a former pitcher yourself, you must be enjoying this. Lots of good pitching and defense today.
Oh, that's one of the keys. We're seeing a lot of strikes. We're seeing a lot of swings. We're seeing some great plays.
And I'm real confused what's going on here. They're leaving this man in the game on 0 energy.
Ready with the 1-0 pitch.
I guess maybe there's a nice contact to the ball. We got underneath the sinker. A little late on the swing though, so I'm not really going to do much with that one. I don't know what they're doing with this pitcher. They're leaving him in with 0 energy on the mound. I guess maybe because it's a 0-0 game. Doesn't matter though, because I'm horrible at hitting, so chances are good that outside of Donovan Solano, I'm not going to be able to get many hits to this game. Oh my gosh.
And he's nailed for the 2nd out. Big mistake there. At the plate, Aristides Aquino. He swings and grounds it to short. Fielded cleanly. So they do get their first hit, but their first run.
Unfortunately, we're going to lose this one 2-0 on a 2-run home run given up by Reyes Maranta in the bottom of the 9th. I brought him in, you know, in a 0-0 game thinking he could keep this a game, and unfortunately he gives up a 2-run shot. He walks a batter and then gives up that 2-run home run. Nobody in the hit column for us today. Actually, one person got a hit, so unfortunately we weren't, or rather, fortunately we weren't no hit, but very bad day at the plate for this team. And that's going to do it for us today. Maybe a bit of a shorter episode, but definitely wanted to get you guys some of that information of what's been going on with the team and everything like that, and then see if we couldn't get some hits with some of our players that we had going, and get you guys a little look at Tyler Beede and how he pitches. Obviously, with our pitching rotation, with most of them, they kind of struggle with control right now. They just kind of have this stuff, and they're trying to develop it. Not the worst thing in the world. Unfortunately, Logan Wyatt not doing that great at the plate right now, but we are going to be looking to improve upon that. You know, as it goes on, I'll be trying to utilize him as much as possible and get some hits. He does have that good contact, so we'll see if we can't improve upon that 143 batting average to start out. But honestly, that's not even as bad as Joey Bart was doing. Joey Bart now doing pretty well down in AAA, so maybe this becomes a thing where we move guys up and down as they play well, and it just becomes more of a fluid situation. We'll see what happens. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Hopefully you guys leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below. Have a good one.